Good late afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Fortunate Fortune Teller, where I'm extremely fortunate to be telling you your fortune. You must understand. Okay. So just know I got a thing here. I just feel like I had to come on here real fast, but I have a feeling that there's somebody's putting something in somebody's thing. I don't know if they're trying to poison somebody or do something or put like something in their food or just to keep them from leaving. Okay, so I would be very careful. I don't know. I just getting it. So let's find out. Maybe somebody's just I don't know, slowly poisoning somebody, and somebody's finding that out right now. I don't know. Let's look into this. Let's dig into this one because I don't like that. I hope that the person, if they are doing something like that, they get caught right away. That's probably what's going to happen. That's how your counterpart's going to get sick. Somebody's probably already doing that. They're probably secretly poisoning them. I hope they find out very soon. Because they know this is the only way they could get you now is by taking your counterpart out. They know that they can't take you out, so. But here's the thing. If they can't take you out, then they can't take your counterpart out. Okay? So don't worry about nothing. There's no need to worry about anything. But let's find out otherwise. Okay? So just know the overall energy here. What's the overall energy of the collective? The Hierophant. Okay, so good. That is a good thing because Hierophant means that, that's institutional support. So perhaps somebody's seeing with this, Karmic Feminine or this, King of Swords in reverse character, whoever is, trying to poison your counterpart now because this is the only way they feel that they could get out of this without repercussions. Okay, this is the only way. So by poisoning your counterpart. So they are going to do everything possible. They might try to take them on a trip. They might do a bunch of stuff, but your counterpart's not going to be stupid enough, okay? Just know, Knight of Wands, because your energy's too passionate. They're not going to let that happen. They're part of you. That's just only a thing to get you nervous. You know what I mean? It's like a bad thought. Oh, they're going to poison her. They'll be fine, okay? Because they tried to poison you, and you're just fine, okay? So don't worry about it. But they're going to find out this is how they're going to, the people around them are going to get caught. They'll say, oh, you know that, so and so, this was in your bloodstream or something like ridiculous that should not be there. And then it's gonna like come back to the people, and they're gonna say, oh, they're gonna get all, they'll get confronted with it, and their reaction will tell them everything you need to know. Okay, most likely these people will, if once they get caught, they'll leave. They'll run away. Okay, because they know that you are the Queen of Pentacles. You are the showstopper. You are the ideal spouse. You're the one everyone comes to see. Okay, so this is what they try to say you weren't. Okay, but clearly, as clear as day, including the Hierophant, see that you are the ideal spouse. Okay, including your counterpart. So just know this is where it got to the point where perhaps they realize, the Karmic Feminine and the King of Swords in reverse characters made sure to them that the only way out of this is they can't do you but they have to get rid of the people that you care about. All right, so it's always going to go that route. Once they do, that's what they do all the time to all the heroes. They always want to go for the people, and, so that's what they're going to try. But none of that's going to even happen because they're already taken care of. Okay, you know why they're already taken care of? Because there's a Two of Cups right here. We always have a Two of Cups. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles. It's got this Two of Cups all day long, plus the Hierophants here, you know what I mean? So it's going to be seen. This is not going to go any farther. Plus, they already know, okay? Most likely. They're already just setting these people up, all right, to see how far they'll go. Okay, this is how far they're willing to go. They're willing to poison the person that they're supposed to love this person. They said, you're the one who was using them. They made this so easy for you, didn't they, guys? Didn't they really? Thank you. You know what I mean? Because now these people, they're in the Eight of Swords. Okay, they're in a self-imposed prison. They don't know where to turn. So now they're saying, well, we can't get rid of this guy. So because they can't get near you anywhere. Okay, they can't get nobody. They can't send nobody to you. They can't send some whore to you. You can't do nothing like that. Okay, because you don't interact with any vice type stuff. Okay, but just know perhaps your counterpart does. So now that is where they're going to try to get them. They're going to try to put something in. Maybe they do, coke. I don't know. You know what I'm I'm saying? Maybe I don't know what they do. Just know that I believe that they're going to put something in there if they didn't already put something in their food. Or haven't been putting stuff in their food. You know what I mean? Depending if this person, you know, that they can feed them every day. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll make your meal. And then they're always putting something in there. So just know, Two of Pentacles, multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, decisions need to be balanced, okay? So just realize that this is what's going to happen now, because your counterpart's going to start feeling weird. They're going to say, well, I don't feel too good. And then they're going to notice that every time, it's after they eat food from that particular thing, and then they're going to go to the doctor and say, every time I eat after this. And that's when the doctor's going, oh, okay. So then they'll realize that the person was putting something in there, and that's why they're going to be sick. And then they're going to be all arguing about it, and then they're like going to try to deny it, and everybody's going to be screaming around the bed. She's going to be sick over there. The only one that would care is sitting over here. It's just, but they have to see all this, okay? They have to see all this. This is part of their karma, okay? Because they have to see that this was never a wish come true, Nine of Cups in reverse, okay? That this only got them into being Eight of Swords, okay? It's a self-imposed prison that they got themselves in, your counterpart, okay? And it wasn't necessarily, I'm not going to say this all their fault, because they had all these people around them that were forcing them to see whatever position they were forcing them into, saying that this Queen of Pentacles is not who they say they are, and that, you know, the High Priestess in reverse character, this Karmic Feminine, they are a wish come true, but clearly is now being seen as not a wish come true, because you are the wish come true. Okay, so just know this is where your counterpart really sees what was going on, because it's very difficult to see that, okay? But now when you see it just like right like that, it's pretty amazing, okay? And that's when you know it's time for you to go to a new world, okay? You leave this behind, because you know, you said, listen, this is what I wanted to do. This is what felt right at the beginning, okay? But I knew we had to go through this, okay? I knew the end result. So we knew we couldn't just, you know, I couldn't just do that and throw everything away. I had to let it happen this way. This is the way God wanted it to happen. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You could have run from things, okay? You could avoid stuff like that, okay? But it's eventually going to come. Like, we could have avoided this whole karma thing and sat with each other, whatever, but we would have never had the correct relationship. We would never appreciate it, and we would always have people cheating on us, and you know what I mean? It would have never worked, okay? Just trust me, until it had to go to this particular situation, all right? Because Hangman in reverse, these people, they want to keep it at delays and standstills, okay? They figured the longer they wait, delay, the more this Queen of Pentacles will either go away or, you know, move on. And then hopefully by that time they could, you know, have the Divine Masculine or the, you know, King of Cups, whoever, perish, okay, your counterpart. That was their goal, was they wanted to get them into an indulgent state. So it just seems like, oh, maybe they overdose, maybe something like, you know, something like that. And then they could, you know, they would get whatever. Because I'm like, oh, well, I was the one that would, you know, so just understand that's not going to happen. Because Knight of Cups, because they're coming over here, romantic, charming area, okay? They see you are the one, brother. You are the one, wear the knight in shining armor, okay? They see that you're here for them. They see that you're telling them exactly what these people are doing, okay? That they're trying to do, you know, real fucked up stuff. But the thing is, I'm really smart, because they have a good eye, this counterpart of yours. They've been filming this. They have secret cameras. So, and quite the IT person this counterpart is. Microphones everywhere. Who knows? You never know who's listening with this person. Okay, they're like a what's it called? They're like a modern day Kojak. Your counterpart. You never know what you're dealing with. Like, what's his name? What the fuck's that guy's name? Oh man, I forget. But they could be like Murder She Wrote. I don't know. Whatever. I had a funny one. I was gonna say something like one of those old guys, but forget about it. Okay, so we have a Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. Okay, so of course, bad karma was coming for what these people did. These Nine of Cups in reverse person. Okay, this person's being seen not as a wish come true. Really, is getting bad karma because they tried to do something. They tried to stop a divine union and interject themselves, thinking that the person who creates this was going to allow this, okay? I'd say, oh, yeah, okay, you could have it, all right? Now, by that person, you know, you coming back and being the way you are puts these people in an automatic Eight of Swords. They can't move until you move. So they're just stuck, okay? They're stuck, Hangman in reverse. So they're just sitting there. They're delayed, standstill. They don't know what to say, what to do, but just know bad karma is on the way for them. So just sooner or later, there's no rush. Like you said, we don't rush anything. The longer the better, okay? Because listen, we got temperance, okay? We got balance, we got patience, okay? Like I said, There's no rush for this Queen of Pentacles, okay? Because they have institutional support here with the Hierophant. No rush. We like to watch. We like to see how far it goes. We like to see how far. But just know, we know that you're doing some stuff here, putting in people's food. Just be aware that we are aware of that, okay? And I have somebody watching you right now, okay? So just know that's attempted murder, okay? You don't put stuff in people's food, okay? Especially if they have allergies, other stuff. But just know this person is putting stuff in your food, okay, Counterpart? Just understand that whoever you chose over us, they're trying to kill you, okay? So just be aware of that. Keep your eye open, okay? Because like I said, that person you chose over, that's the Queen of Swords in reverse character, just know they're putting stuff in your food, okay? So just know they're going to try to, that's the way the only way they could feel they could get rid of you now, okay? They're the only one, they closest to you, they feel that they could do this, all right? So trust me when I tell you that's what's going to happen. But you will survive. The Counterpart's going to survive it. So, but this Queen of Swords in reverse will not survive it, okay? Because what's going to happen is that you are going to get a Four of Wands, okay? You are going to get a happy home. You are going to get, marriage, homecoming, celebration, joy, all for this Queen of Pentacles, okay? Because they deserve it. And this Queen of Swords, they're going to get a long jail sentence, okay, for what they did, because they belong in jail, okay, because what they did was real bad, okay? But don't worry, okay, you got to remember, it's your Counterpart. They need you now, especially when they're going to be put in the hospital because of this. You got to be there for them. You can't just say, oh, they deserve it. You have to be there, all right, because that's what's going to happen, okay? Because Knight of Wands, because you have that passion and energy, okay, brother? You're inspired action, you're fearless. So you're going to have to step up here, and when that does happen, you're going to have to really, you're going to have to handle things, okay? You're going to have to really step up as this Queen of Pentacles, because, Six of Pentacles, because you will be receiving everything that you wanted, okay? Everything you manifested will be coming to you, Six of Pentacles. Just understand that. So don't get, cold feet right now, all right? Just know your Counterpart will be fine. They're going to be fine. I know it's sad. You don't want to hear this. You don't want, you want to warn them, but this is what has to happen. This is what this person's doing. This is how they're going to get caught, because they're putting stuff in the food. I mean, you're going to get caught doing this, okay? Because the person's going to get sick. If they're not already slowly sickening them, or if they put something like like fentanyl or something in there, okay? Believe that, because Page of Wands, because listen, you have limitless potential, okay? So what you're doing right now is amazing. At least you're able to, warn your Counterpart, or at least keep your eyes out for this. So just know that is going to be, what's going to happen, because, you're an inspiration here. I mean, you're an inspiration. Now this devil, but he says you're not, and he doesn't think you are, though. He hates you, he says. He says, I really hate you, man. You really, really screwed everything up. That's what he tells me. He says, I ruined everything. He says, if it wasn't for me, he would have gotten away with it. He said, I said, yeah, probably. And I pulled his mask off, and I smacked him right in his mouth. And I said, kicked him in his ass, and I said, get back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. And that's why he hates you. That's why he hates us. Okay, it's okay, though. It's okay. Fair and square we want here, brother. He said we cheated. That's what the devil said. The devil said we cheated. We cheated. Okay, but you know what I think? I think that you are the one who brings the fun, because you are the sun, okay? There's no cheating in here. There's no cheating here, okay? We're all about positivity and happiness. We do everything the right way, okay? The fact is that this devil took themselves out because they have no control over themselves. That they feel that they had to take it to this point with this Queen of Swords in reverse to have them try to attempt to poison your Counterpart, okay? This is how crazy these people are. They want to, poison your Counterpart. Queen of Swords in reverse. Crazy. But don't worry. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that bad karma is going to be instant for that person, because they're clearly being seen as a Nine of Cups in reverse. Not a wish come true, because you are the wish come true. Okay, and that is why they're in this Eight of Swords right now, because they don't know what to do. They don't know where to move. They don't know what's going to happen. That's why they're making this terrible decision that they're going to do. But they're going to be seen. Okay, because understand, Seven of Wands, you're in complete control of this, okay? You know what's going on. We already know. We could see. This person, they can't see. They're completely blocked. So what they're doing is being seen by other people, because they don't think that anybody sees them. This is a demon. They're not as smart as we are, okay? They are, the only thing they got over is they're more criminally smart. But when it comes to stuff like control like this, when they lose a little control, they have they're not as smart as us, believe me. Okay, and that's why Six of Wands, you will be publicly recognized. This is why this Queen of Pentacles will be publicly recognized. Okay, Sun, for being the sun and the one who brings the fun. Okay, they are going to be recognized for that. Okay, with the help of the Hierophant institutionally supporting them, making that all worth it, all because of that wonderful energy that they have, that they called back, that everyone tried to steal from them. Okay, now that they called their energy back, all the people that were against them, all now are in the Nine of Swords, all anxious, all depressed, all have their own energy. Whatever they created, all have to deal with. So it's like, wow, you know, they really just did it to themselves, didn't they? All because just to keep it away from you. That was what they wasted their life doing. While you were just trying to be the best version of yourself, not even knowing who these people were, pretty much. Not even caring. Okay, because you already are recovering from the Five of Pentacles, okay? You are recovering from financial loss. Five of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So just know that whatever's coming is only going to be more and more and more. It's only going to get better, okay? Just know this is the beginning of the recovery, okay? And that's going to be very, very quickly, Eight of Wands, rapidly moving along, all right? Just know, because this is how it is. It's moving along. This is how things shift. They move along, brother. The wheel turns, okay? You just got to believe, all right? They don't want you to believe, okay? That's all you have to do is just believe. Okay, Four of Wands in reverse. Like I said, they don't want to believe. That's why they have a Four of Wands in reverse over there, okay? Because they have a breakdown in communication. There's some home conflict if, you know, the person's trying to poison, you know, the counterpart, trying to act like that's their soulmate. But then they're going to somehow or another blame you and say that you're doing something to make them like that. That's what they're going to say. Oh, you know, he's a warlock. But listen, that's what's going to make it more and more ridiculous. So just know that's what's going to move this along, okay? You know what's going to move this along even faster? That person going to the cops saying something like that. Eight of Wands again, okay? Just know that'll move it along faster, because they're going to say, what? How? You're putting poison in their food, and you're going to say that the person that's not even around is magical. This is what they're going to say. And they're going to say, yeah, so that's how it's really going. They're going to go down. I'm going to be like, what? You know, they're not even going to look into this because they know that's not even possible, okay? So that's how ridiculous this person's going to get. And then they're going to say, like, I'm inside their brain, you know, and something. You'll see. Watch. And I'm going to be like, I have no idea what this person is. Who is this person? Where'd they find this person at? Okay, and I'll say Eight of Pentacles reverse. Like, this person obviously has misdirected activity. He doesn't really know who he's dealing with, does he? Okay, he has no passion. They're uninspired. No motivation. Who do they think they're dealing with? Okay, saying stuff like that. Okay, you're the one who's putting stuff in someone's food. I'm just sitting over here reading cards. Okay, so don't make those accusations that, you know, I'm magically fucking throwing stuff over at people. Okay, just know that particular person you're talking about is going to be bringing us an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, because they know that we are Nine of Pentacles. Okay, they know that we are reaping the fruits of our labor, because Five of Pentacles are in reverse. So just understand the positivity that we exude is the reason why this Queen of Pentacles has remained the way they are, okay? They didn't lose, all right? It's just like they slowed them down a little bit. That's all you did, okay? But now you're being seen for everything you are, and that's not too good, all right? Trust me when I tell you. Especially if you're doing something like that. So this is definitely going to be newsworthy. So you must understand that death in reverse, because you were resistant to change. We told you, get out of the way. You thought you were going to come here and take this, split this divine union up, or do whatever you did, okay? But, you know, you're just fearing change and holding on now, okay? You're really being You're very stagnated right now, because you seem like you're decaying and not having this personal transformation that is necessary to, you know, get to the next level. So we're going to have to, you know, ask you to leave, okay? Because your illusions, the moon, have been shattered, okay? Anything you said in the past is null and void, okay? Because now everybody knows exactly what you are, okay? Because you are a no good, rotten piece of shit who just wanted to steal money and take our energy. And that's all you were, and you got paid to do it, okay? And then we caught you because you never thought we were going to come back. You thought you thought we were an easy takedown, right? Is that what you thought, my friend? Guess what? You thought very, very wrong, brother, because that's why you're finished now. That's why your days are numbered, okay? Because Page of Pentacles in reverse, because your greediness, your lack of commitment to yourself, okay? You felt like you could just indulge, do whatever you want. You thought you just take, okay? You know, you just didn't want to learn from your failure. You want to be procrastinate over here. You want to death reverse, be resistant to change. You want to put off the inevitable, okay? You want to sit there and do this the hard way, but clearly, when it's a Four of Wands in reverse there, nobody wants to be around there, okay? Because you have no motivation, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. There's no passion. It's uninspired, okay? The vibration there is terrible. People oh, they just hate it, okay? Because they know that you are the one who's the Empress, okay? They know that is where the positivity goes. This is where the sun is. This is where the ideal spouse is, brother. Queen of Pentacles. And that's why they're going to be publicly recognized for this, okay? And they're recovering from financial loss, Five of Pentacles in reverse. Because clearly what these people did was try to ruin you, okay? And then go towards the counterpart. So they were going to take you out, more or less, as Empress, all right? You were supposed to, whatever, fizzle away, be a bomb, do whatever, die, I don't know, something like that. So just know you were supposed to go crazy, basically. And then your counterpart was going to, be indulgent or partying all the time, because they already got them into a partying atmosphere. That's how they got them away from you. Oh, well, let's introduce you to these people. We could have these parties. We go to this sex party, blah, blah. So that's how they got them, stuck in that nonsense. But just know, we knew all that was going to end sooner or later, okay? And then the person sees who the real one is, okay? And who the real Empress is, and who the real fake is here, okay? So this person didn't expect you had to be down and out, because then this person would have indulged themselves. If you never came back, then they would have indulged themselves to death, your counterpart. But the fact that you came back better than ever now, they did not see that coming, okay? And that's why they're taking such drastic measures now, like poisoning your counterpart. Crazy, man. I would never do anything like that. Who picked this person? Who suggested this person? They said you were nothing, they told me. Okay, they said you weren't a Queen of Cups. They said this poisoner person was the Queen of Cups, is what they told me. Okay, they said you're not like that. You're the fake. You're the karmic. Okay, but that's why your King of Swords in reverse and the Major, they have nothing else they can say now. Okay, so you recommended the person who was poisoning. This all comes down to money, because this person is also going to give them up, because they got paid by these people. They just thought these conversations were never going to come. But now they're here, and people are asking those questions, okay? Knight of Swords. Why is that happening? Because we're action-oriented. We're ambitious. We're making this happen. We're manifesting this, okay? This Queen of Cups deserves justice, and that's the justice they're getting, okay? You must understand that, all right? So it is what it is. We got a Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles here, all right? You are clearly an Empress energy. So it doesn't really make a difference anymore what these people say, because they're going away. They want to poison people. Okay, because like I said, brother, the reason you know is because you're a magician. You're able to figure these things out and stop it before it happens. You're able to warn, whoever needs to be warned by that time, because then they can have an eye open on there and can say, all right, yeah, I can see how that's happening. And they'll see the little things, how that person's acting, the little shady things. Okay, because if they're a person, well, always making your food, do something a little different, okay? Change the routine up and see what happens, is what we suggest, okay? So we told the King of Pentacles to tell, the people that if that was the case, maybe this King of Pentacles was the one getting, poisoned over here. And they said, you know what? They know, all right? Now they know, and they're exposing the truth now. So that's what it could be. King of Pentacles is exposing the truth. They know that this is what's going on. They've seen this person doing something. They found this person. The money's been missing too, remember that, okay? Because Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, like I said, perhaps somebody wants to come clean here. There's somebody who's seen something, they're talking. That's why I said the King of Pentacles. So just know, perhaps that person, they seen something they didn't like, okay? That's not how they do business. And now they're perhaps being a whistleblower, who knows? But just know that whatever comes out of that is going to be coming very quickly, Eight of Wands, okay? Just know, people are going to be coming clean very quickly, okay? Because they are seeing the debris coming down, okay? They start to see. It's the beginning phases, okay? The smoke is starting to show, okay? People are like, ooh, we got to get out of here, The fire is not all in flames yet, but the smoke is showing, okay? And that's why Page of Cups reversed. And that's why these people, they were so emotionally immature, okay? Insecure, disappointments, okay? And they're being seen as that, okay? They thought that they were going to really, destroy this Queen of Cups and this, send this person on their way. But the fact is that would never going to happen, okay? Because they're way too strong, brother, okay? And the only one here who's going to be seen as the disappointment, Eight of Cups, is this person who, I would think that's a disappointment when, you find somebody, oh, they're supposed to be your soulmate, and then they're like poisoning you. They only want you for the money. They did all this whole thing, this whole that's very intricate to go that far. That person went that far. You know what I'm saying, brother? Scorpio, you understand what I'm saying? You took it too far, brother, okay? Now you got to pay the price, Okay, brother, because what you did was you created a Two of Cups in reverse for yourself. Okay, because now that person clearly sees what you're all about. Okay, you maybe want to present yourself as this, savior of sorts, because that's what these people like to show up. Like after you break up with your person, they'll show up out of nowhere and they'll be like, oh, the savior, like the one who makes everything better. Okay, and it's all just a fucking trick. This is all it ends up being in the end of the day. Okay, so then the person sees it. Okay, they see that you're a wish come true Nine of Cups. Okay, and they say, you know what? I'm bringing this Ace of Cups over there because that's going to be the end result for us, because we want to build our foundation on a Ten of Cups. Okay, because we are a magician, brother. Okay, who is a Queen of Cups? Just understand that Five of Pentacles in reverse, that's recovering from financial loss, that's going to be publicly recognized. For the Sun, for their positive Knight of Energy, Knight of Wands, passionate energy, okay? All by the Hierophant, all because Seven of Swords reverse, people are coming clean, okay? And everybody knows that you are the Queen of Pentacles. You are the ideal spouse, okay? So just understand that is where it's going here. Now let me astrologically talk to you, though. End result, that King of Pentacles brings you an Ace of Cups, okay? Trust me when I tell you, okay? Because I'm communicating that to you very clearly. I said, trust me when I tell you, okay? Because like I said, you are the one who brings the fun because you are the sun, okay? This is what it all revolves around, all right? Nobody's going to say otherwise, okay? Because they can't. Because the tourists, they already know. They've seen what's happened here. They said, wow, can't believe they tried to poison me. This is crazy. So this person now sees that's why they're sick, okay? They're going to be in the hospital, and people are going to not even care about them. They're just only going to care about what they get out of this. They're going to think that this person is going to perish, but they won't, okay? Because you know why this tourist won't perish? Because the cancer won't let it happen, okay? They'll make sure the energy's there to help them, okay? And this is what will show what this cancer is capable of when they heal this tourist, okay? You will see that, okay? And I'm clearly communicating that to you, Mercury, okay? Just understand the cancer will heal that tourist, believe me, because that person will just need that, and it will bring them right out of it. Trust me when I tell you, energy is all about that, bro. So just know, it's the age of Aquarius now. It's a new age, okay? Your Aquarius rising sign, this is what you present. This is your specialty, okay? So what the age of Aquarius is about is what you're all about. So just understand, doesn't matter what any rotten Aquariuses have tried to do to you in the past, because Mars now, you're being very assertive. You don't take shit no more. You're not here to take nothing. You're not here to deal with bullshit, okay? So just know this Taurus was the one, okay? This Aquarius did everything possible to block this Taurus from you, okay? So just know this Taurus was a victim here also, not by this Aquarius. All right, this Aquarius is going to pay for this, okay? They took it way too far. You know what you did. Okay, that's why Aries is here, brother. That's why once Neptune goes to Aries direct, Saturn goes there direct, this person will get their karma and have a 14-year cycle to have to deal with. Okay, next time, hopefully they don't last that long. All right, they don't make those mistakes next time. Okay, because like I said, brother, you have all the air in your chart. This Aquarius, they want to act like they were, nice air representative. They're really nothing. All they were was full of hot air. Okay, they said nothing of importance. They were a fake, a fraud, and a phony. Okay, that rode off your back. That's all it comes down to. They betrayed you when they were supposed to be there for you. Okay, listen to this Virgo. Okay, this Virgo got in their ear, said, you know that we could get their energy, this Cancer. There's a way we could do this stuff. Okay, we could take it, we get there faster. We're all okay. So they tricked this Aquarius. Now, this Aquarius then felt that they had to destroy you now. Okay, and that included them telling this Taurus basic lies about you, because like I said, you're the one who has all the air in your chart. You have 7 planets of air, okay? 4 planets stellium with Libra, okay? You're Aquarius rising sign. You have Gemini and, Mercury and Venus in Gemini. So just know, you know all about air. This Aquarius, full of hot air, okay? Especially this Virgo, too. They're definitely the biggest full of shit one of all. Okay, because the Leo told us, they said, let me tell you something, brother, that Virgo is no good. Believe me, they never were no good. I always knew it. I said, yeah, I know. I said, but I knew that too. I said, so you're not really telling me anything new. But just understand that we are a friend of the fire signs, because remember, Aries and Leo are here, okay? Just understand that, okay? Because they know we're building a new Earth here, okay? And they know that the Taurus is our Earth representative, okay? Because we have no Earth in our chart, because we're only made of air and water, okay? So we need somebody to, fill our earthly matter to us, okay? Because Venus Williams said that it's time for a change, okay? They said there's no more of this nonsense, okay? No more, he said, because Cancer is the king of the water signs. They don't deserve this anymore. They are going to be treated like a king now, is what Venus Williams says. So just know that's what they said. So I agree with Venus Williams. Thank you, Venus. Appreciate you. So just understand that. It's really nice of her to say something like that because, listen, she was being very assertive, Mars, okay? She said, you know what? I'm an Aries, okay? I'm going to move really fast. As Venus Williams is an Aries, she told me, okay? She said she used Neptune, her intuition, and she knew that this Taurus was no good and this Virgo was a real piece of shit, okay? And that this Taurus was, you know, they were a victim here. Just give them a break. This is what this Venus Williams keeps telling me. Give this Taurus a break. So I'm going to listen. I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to say, okay, I will. All right? Maybe I will. Okay, because I am the one who brings the fun, because I am the sun. Okay, done with that. And you know what's going to happen? They have to be an emperor by Uranus and Gemini. That's what they got to get it done by. All right, so I think they could do it. I believe so. Connect to intuition, just like I said. Repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice in situations. Break free from old ways by thinking and asking for new insight. Follow your intuition is what that means, okay? Because it's time for you to expand, brother. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time for you to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them, okay? And that's all I got to say, brother. And I'll talk to you later. See you, bye.